Right now, a fire displaces people in Madison. The latest from firefighters as they try to figure out what happened. Plus, Secretary of State Marco Rubio speaks to his Russian counterpart as the U.S. resumes sending defensive munitions to Ukraine. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us at noon on this Thursday afternoon. Josh Spreiter is off today. We'll get to those stories in just a second. But we begin today with the weather. After a beautiful day yesterday, some parts of our area could see rain, maybe some strong storms moving through today. Meteorologist Blaze Keller has the latest forecast. Blaze?
That's right. We do have an alert day today because we are going to watch just a little what we call an MCV. So essentially it's just a little rotation in the atmosphere, a multi-complex vortex, and it's just going to be maybe enough to get a little spin in the atmosphere and we get an isolated severe thunderstorm. Certainly not widespread, and we do have some rain right now off into parts of Iowa County, Lafayette County, beginning to move into southern parts of Greene County as well. This is good. We certainly want more cloud cover and rain through the late morning into the early afternoon to hopefully limit and put a cap, we've talked about that before, a cap on our shaken soda bottle, which is the atmosphere, so we don't get any severe weather. Not to say that we couldn't, but it's just going to help us. We're sitting underneath mostly cloudy to partly sunny conditions, upper 70s to low 80s as we take a live look there on our Edgewater Tower Cam towards Lake Mendota, as well as the university. A couple boats out, trying to enjoy the kind of humid weather out there. Here is a look at our isolated chance for severe weather. This is our marginal risk this afternoon. We're looking at a low tornado threat for anybody here in the green. So we could see an isolated weak tornado, some strong winds, as well as some hail. So coming up in the full forecast, we're going to dive deeper into future track and really pinpoint when we could see some of that severe weather later this afternoon.
All right, Blaze, thanks. We'll check back in just a little bit. And remember, you can always track the forecast for yourself on our First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar, and you can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. Right now in Madison, 13 people are displaced this noon after a fire at a duplex on the city's east side. Firefighters were sent to O'Brien Court at around 10:30 last night. They arrived to find fire in the yard, including a small trailer that was fully engulfed. 2 cats and 3 kittens were saved from the fire. However, 8 other kittens died. One firefighter was injured from the cat scratching as he was trying to rescue it. Initial damage estimates are around $250,000. The American Red Cross is helping the displaced people. The fire remains under investigation. Breaking within just the last hour, the Dane County Sheriff's Office is identifying the suspect in Tuesday's double homicide in the town of Middleton. 25-year-old James Pabst is believed to have shot and killed his parents, David and Terry Pabst, in the home they shared in the 8500 block of Stonebrook Circle sometime Monday night. David worked for the State Patrol for more than 38 years. He was the Bureau of Safety Director. Terry worked as a special education teacher. The couple was found dead in their home Tuesday. James Pabst had already taken off. Officers tracked him to Vernon County, and that is where authorities say he killed himself during a police standoff.
At one point, an observer said that there just was no movement inside the vehicle, and then provided some other details to where we formulated a tactical approach to the vehicle when there were no signs of life, and we saw what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
The motive for the double homicide remains under investigation. Next Thursday, the Wisconsin Elections Commission will meet to review an investigation into Madison's missing ballots. The report released yesterday shows poll books were printed too early, and the investigation says former Madison clerk Mary Beth Witzel-Bale and her staff failed to take responsibility for the missing ballots.
We did not find any evidence of election tampering. We didn't find any fraud. That's not what we found. What we found were processes and people that prevented those votes from being counted. And we can't tolerate that.
Whether or not the former clerk is charged will be up to the Dane County District Attorney. A new lawsuit to redraw Wisconsin's congressional maps by 2026 by the midterms has been filed. This 2 weeks after the state Supreme Court refused to hear a pair of lawsuits asking for redistricting by the same deadline. CBS 58 reports a bipartisan coalition named the Wisconsin Business Leaders for Democracy brought the lawsuit. They filed it with the Dane County Circuit Court instead of directly with the Supreme Court. The coalition argues the current maps are unconstitutional because they are an anti-competitive gerrymander. To the ongoing war this noon between Ukraine and Russia, Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Russia's foreign minister today as the White House expresses disappointment with stalled peace talks. Rubio also downplayed new reporting that the State Department was cut out of the Pentagon's decision to pause some weapons shipments to Ukraine. A U.S. official confirms some munitions, including artillery rounds and precision-guided rockets, have resumed flowing into Ukraine. President Trump also said he is considering sending another Patriot air defense system.
I know they made the request. We're going to have to take a look at it. It's very expensive system.
The White House is also giving input to Congress on a bipartisan sanctions bill that would impose steep tariffs on countries that buy Russian oil. Senate Majority Leader John Thune says he hopes the bill can get to the floor before the August recess. Well, coming up, Amazon's Prime Week gets underway with a bang, and we'll tell you why President Trump is threatening Brazil with a 50% tariff. That's when News 3 Now at noon comes right back.
President Donald Trump yesterday threatened Brazil with a crippling tariff of 50% starting August 1st. In a letter posted on Truth Social, President Trump alleges Brazil's president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, is undertaking a, quote, witch hunt over charges against former President Jair Bolsonaro. Bolsonaro, who has spoken about his friendship with President Trump, is facing trial for allegedly attempting to stage a coup. Wednesday, Silicon Valley chipmaker NVIDIA became the first publicly traded company to surpass the $4 trillion mark in valuation. The milestone is the latest sign of an artificial intelligence boom. NVIDIA is now worth $900 billion more than Apple, which became the first publicly traded company to pass the $1 trillion mark. And Amazon's week of Prime Day shopping opportunities began with a bang. U.S. online sales jumped 9.9% year over year to $7.9 billion on Tuesday, on day one of Amazon's Prime Day mega sale, making it the single largest e-commerce day in 2025. The Amazon Prime Day event continues through Friday. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thank you, Jesse. Let's check stocks at midday. Everything is on the positive side except the NASDAQ. It's off 4, but the Dow is up 262 points and the S&P 500 is up 14. Pam Yankee returns with the farm numbers when we come back, and Blaze will have the latest on the forecast. And then coming up later this afternoon on Live at 4, we'll meet some of the artists and we'll talk about what's new this year at the art fairs on and off the square happening this weekend. That's on Live at 4. It's time for the Midwest Farm Report. Let's check in with Pam Yankee. Hello, Pam. It's Friday Eve. We've almost made it.
That's right, Susan. I'm even more excited. In just a moment, I'll be downstairs with a group of guests that are going along with me on my Canadian Rockies tour that you and I went on however many years ago. Same tour, hopefully better weather than what Susan and I had, and a great bunch that's traveling along with me coming up in just a couple weeks. Hey, let's take a look at some of the folks that were recognized during the 2025 Wisconsin Cattlemen's Association Summer Tour. They were bringing folks down to southeast Wisconsin where they had a chance to visit Dave Adams' farm by Lake Geneva and also head on over to one of the Didion DeLong Company milling facilities just to take a look at how grain moves these days. And after that, they all got a chance to tour the beef operations and then recognize some of their honorees. For example, Kevin, Carrie, and Kelsey Ritalik down in Grant County picked up the Beef Quality Assurance Award for their 2K cattle enterprises. These folks live it, breathe it, show it, and also have a retail location that they're working with in Lancaster. So quite an active bunch. Again, 2K Cattle Enterprises Beef Quality Assurance Award. Then we recognize the friend of the cattleman. He's the friend of everybody. My buddy up in Richland Center, Dick Hauser, known for his steadfast trade show presence with Neptune Enterprises. He's got cattle himself and just an all-around sweet fella. Congratulations, Dick Hauser, friend of the cattleman. And then the Cattleman of the Year going to Dr. Amy Redunz. She's a stocker cattle producer from Pierce County up in northwest Wisconsin. She's also the beef cattle technical specialist for Purina. And I also know that Amy just recently was appointed to the National Cattlemen's Beef Association representing the state of Wisconsin. Well done. Our Cattleman of the Year, Dr. Amy Redunz from up in Pierce County. Congratulations to all. They also had some of the award-winning scholarship kids from our area. Kylie Garner from Almond, Brooke Mitchell from Boscobel, Olivia Zules from Montello, I should say. Some of the scholarship winners, so congratulations to them. One item that I want to keep our cattle producers aware of as far as what's happening, we had opened the border for cattle to come in from Mexico. It's now closed again. They found out that the New World screwworm was in Veracruz, only about 370 miles from the U.S., so the border is closed again to mitigate that parasite entering our cattle situation here in the United States. That's kind of a developing story we'll keep an eye on. Barrel cheese today down a penny and 3/4 at $1.71. 40-pound block cheese on a Thursday down a penny at $1.68.5, while double A butter gained 2 3/4 cents to $2.59 a pound. So there you go, Suze. I'll bring my best to the folks from holiday vacation because I know you remember that trip well.
Pam, that trip, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this, was 13 years ago. We went in 2012. I know, time flies, but it was the greatest trip of our lives. How about it? Have a wonderful time. I hope you, like you said, I hope you have better weather. I wish I could show people the pictures on my phone.
I know.
Have a great trip. Say hi to everybody. When will you be back?
Well, I'm not leaving for a couple weeks. We're just doing the documents party today.
Okay, great. All right, good. Then we'll see you tomorrow. All right, have a good day. And now over to the weather. Blaze is watching the forecast and maybe a little rain moving in later today.
That's right. We do have that alert day on Thursday for not only strong winds and hail, but also that chance for an isolated weak tornado, mainly across southern Wisconsin, starting later this afternoon through at least the early evening hours. We're going to be tracking what we call an MCV, so a mesoscale convective vortex, which is a very, very fancy way of saying just a little rotation close to the surface of the ground. So that's really what we're looking at. It's just going to be enough, maybe little rotation to get some of these storms going as we head into the afternoon, which is why we have this marginal risk here. So in terms of how many severe thunderstorms we could see, we're looking at an isolated chance. Short-lived, and not everyone is going to see that severe weather threat. When we look at the tornado probability, while low, we can still get maybe 1 or 2 isolated weak tornadoes within this green area. So folks in the green, you need to make sure that you have a safety plan in place as well as a way to receive weather alerts sooner rather than later. So now is a good time to download the First Warn Weather app. Take it with you. If you have a NOAA radio, maybe make sure it's plugged in and working, just to make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts. Now, as we look ahead into the wind chance as well as the hail chance, those are both low as well. We have a decent environment. We have the humidity. If you step outside, you'll feel it. But we don't have, and I've talked about this before, the upper level support. The atmosphere is more than just what's close to the surface. It's all the way up to space. And so if you think about kind of like the foundation of the atmosphere, you need the top layers before you can get any weather down here. So we just don't have the top layers. We don't have a really good foundation for this severe weather threat later this afternoon. But we have that little, as I said, mesoscale convective vortex, that little spin in the atmosphere that may spark a few thunderstorms as we head into the afternoon. We're looking at likely in the mid to late afternoon to start, 3 to 5, and then continue through at least the early evening hours. The reds and the pinks there indicating those heavier showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be severe. So just again, make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts. When looking at radar 3000 right now, we do find rain off along the Mississippi River into parts of Grant County, Iowa, as well as Lafayette counties. This is good. The cloud cover and the rain lasting this long into the afternoon is good. That's going to use what ingredients is there before these afternoon showers and thunderstorms can get going. But this is likely going to be the beginnings of that severe weather if we see it. It's already starting to kind of pop up. Does it really get strengthening here over the next hour to 2 hours? Or does it just kind of fizzle apart? That's what we're going to be watching. Again, without the mid and upper layer support, it is going to be harder for these storms, but not impossible. Kind of think of like the little engine that could. Some of these can, and they'll try, but most will probably fail. There is a look at our forecast. Rain chances through at least Saturday of this weekend, and then we'll see those rain chances return with actually cooler temperatures by the middle of next week. Rain chances Monday through at least Wednesday of next week.
All right. Are you willing to come over and help with the pet of the week?
Of course. It is Thursday. You know, he's cute, and I think he would have been a little bit too big to hold, but of course, I need to say hi to the puppy.
He's
today.
a handful,
Yes.
and I think Lisa and I need your help. So when we come back, we'll introduce all of you to our pet of the week from the Dane County Humane Society. We'll be right back.
I got him secured.
All right, well done, Blaze. Lisa Bernard from the Dane County Humane Society is here today with our pet of the week. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
He's fallen in love with Blaze here. Who is this?
In love with him.
So this is Colbert.
Colbert.
Obviously a TV personality. He was made for it. So Colbert here is nearly 6 months old.
Okay.
We believe he's a Labrador Retriever mix.
Okay.
Very handsome.
Very handsome. Still learning. He's still a puppy. He was transferred with his brother Conan
From the Tonight Show.
from another shelter here in Wisconsin, and we're trying to help them find homes, separate homes.
Okay.
He's so cute. He's obviously a puppy, so lots of energy.
High energy. Yeah.
He does get nervous about certain new things, like when we were walking in areas of the shelter that he's never been in before. He's like, whoa, where are we?
Okay.
So encouraging him, he needs a little more confidence, but then he responds really well. He rode really well in the car. I had him in a crate though, but he did a nice job. He was quiet.
Can I have a few treats for him so that
He's just licking my ear.
he's licking all your makeup off, Blaze?
Yes.
Well, that's because it tastes so good.
Ooh, I don't know.
He is very treat motivated.
Okay.
We're working with him to keep his forepaws on the ground. He knows sit pretty well. Good job. And he's just really cute and loves to give kisses and snuggles because, you know, Blaze is so lovable.
Listen, if this helps you, buddy. So maybe better for a family who can dedicate time to really train him and
Yes.
rein in a little bit of his kisses. I know.
Yeah, he is gonna smother you with all the love, all the energy.
perfect.
But you know, he can even go home to a home that has a dog.
He's good with other dogs too.
He's good with
That's
other
good.
dogs. He loves fence running with the other dogs. He's hung out with his brother, so they've played well. So
Okay. We have some good news about last week's pet before we go.
yes, Helvetica has been adopted.
Oh, that was the sweetest little kitten.
So
I think I missed that one.
cute. You did.
Oh no.
You're making up right now.
Well, that is great. I love hearing that. All the animals are finding their forever homes.
Yes, they are. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well, if you're interested in adopting Colbert or his brother Conan or any of the animals at the Humane Society, go to giveshelter.org and you can check them all out on the website.
All right, and a final look at the weather here. Hey,
Take him for a nice
I
run?
was gonna say, you might be able to, but it's definitely a humid one out there. But these, I mean, they've got longer snouts than my two. They didn't even last this morning. So if you do take the pets out, just make sure, I wish you guys could see how crazy he's going. Make sure that they're staying cool and hydrated. I know we're not supposed to be super hot today, but it's just a little muggy out there. Later this afternoon, we do have an alert day. We could see some severe weather. So make sure you're staying with News 3 Now. We'll keep you updated. Timing for those storms to start, maybe between 3 and 5. All severe weather threats are going to be possible, Colbert. That means Strong winds, hail, as well as an isolated weak tornado. So just, again, make sure that you have a way to receive weather alerts and a way to get to your safety plan. And if you don't have a safety plan, now would be the time to make one.
Yep, or download our weather app so that you
Yes.
always know what the radar looks like.
Of course.
Lisa, great to see you. Colbert, good luck to you.
Oh, I'm sure he's going to
No
find a
workout
home.
for you today. You had you weightlifting for the day.
Yes. All right.
All right, good luck, buddy.
Yes.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great afternoon. You can always catch us streaming 24/7 at Channel 3000. Plus, we hope to see you later this afternoon for Live at 4. The Bold and the Beautiful is coming up next. Have a good day, everybody.
Hey, wait.